Hi, this is your Senator Samuel Carrion. I am proud to be a Virgin Islander working hard every day to serve you. Because here, we look out for each other. That's why I'm asking you to take Titi Carmen and your primo Jose to get the COVID vaccine. Some say they may ask too many questions. ¿De dónde viene? ¿Cómo llegaste aquí? But that's not true. Only your name, your age, and your phone number. That's it. No ID needed. Así que por favor, vayan a vacunarse para proteger a nuestra gente y a nuestra comunidad.
From abandoned vehicle removals to working hand-in-hand with government agencies, the private sector, and everything in between, our Virgin Islands administrators are there for you. Stay up to date about your administrators every week on Administrators Corner. New episodes premiere every Tuesday at noon on the Government House Facebook page and throughout the week on the Government Access channel. And we want to hear from you. So email your questions to governmenthouse@go.vi.gov and be sure to put Administrators Corner on the subject line.
Greetings, Virgin Islanders. I am Lieutenant Governor Tregenza Roach. COVID-19 continues to be a serious public health threat. Many of us are going about our business as if the disease were a thing of the past. Regular double-digit surges in the number of positive cases tell us otherwise. Too many are disregarding safety protocols, increasing the community spread and putting lives at risk. As a result, there have been required closures in a number of government offices and private businesses. I understand that there is some reluctance regarding the vaccine. I personally took my time and did my research so that I could understand how the vaccine works and why getting it was my best protection. It was the right choice. Please get vaccinated and adhere to the orders set by Governor Albert Bryan Jr. and the Department of Health's guidelines regarding mask wearing, social distancing, and proper hygiene protocols. Take your best shot. Get the vaccine.
Good day again. We apologize for the audio issues with our Facebook Live. Welcome to the Government House weekly press briefing and our COVID-19 update for the week of June 1st. For the benefit of the radio listening audience, I am Richard Motag, Communications Director for the Office of the Governor. And here with me today is Dr. Esther Ellis on behalf of Health Commissioner Justa Encarnacion to provide the latest COVID-19 and vaccination numbers and information on where you can get a free COVID-19 test in the territory this week. Dr. Ellis?
Good afternoon, and thank you to Governor Albert Bryan Jr. and Department of Health Commissioner Justa Encarnacion for the opportunity to speak today about COVID-19. As of May 29, 2021, the Department of Health has conducted a total of 115,336 tests, of which 3,475 individuals have tested positive and 111,861 tests were negative. There are currently 127 active cases in the territory, 107 on St. Thomas, 11 on St. Croix, and 9 on St. John. 3,249 cases have recovered, with 28 fatalities related to COVID-19. I'm very saddened to report the 28th fatality, who is an 85-year-old female on St. Thomas. Our 7-day percent positivity is 3.8%. This is mostly due to a surge in cases among unvaccinated individuals on St. Thomas. Between May 21st and May 27th, there were 121 new positives for the week. 101 of these were on St. Thomas, 14 on St. Croix, and 6 on St. John. The majority of these were among those who are unvaccinated, students or minors, worked in accommodation and food services, or public administration, or healthcare and social assistance, as well as age ranges of 18 to 49-year-olds. From our hospitals, the Governor Juan F. Louis Hospital and Medical Center reports 0 COVID-19 admissions. The Schneider Regional Medical Center reports 4 COVID-19 admissions, of which none are vented. We have seen new positive cases related to parties and other gatherings, and on behalf of Department of Health's Environmental Health Division, I would like to remind you that approval is required to hold special events outside of what is allowed through the executive order. Event organizers and promoters wanting to hold an event outside of the executive orders need approval from the Department of Health, Division of Environmental Health. To request to hold an event, party, or functions, a special events request form must be submitted to inspections.deh for Division of Environmental Health at doh.vi.gov at least 14 days or 2 weeks before the event. The form is available through email and at the Department of Health offices on St. Thomas and St. Croix. The form can also be found online at doh.vi.gov/programs/environmental health. In addition to the special events request form, all promotional materials must be shared with the Department of Environmental Health at inspections.deh@doh.vi.gov before public distribution. The COVID-19 Task Force has the right to conduct compliance inspections. If found to be out of compliance, a cease and desist order will be issued for the event. Recurring events at licensed establishments, holding a valid health permit, and license from the Department of Licensing and Consumer Affairs must abide by the executive orders and are not required to submit a special events request form unless requesting a variance outside of the executive orders. All events, including those held at restaurants, event halls, must meet all guidelines outlined by Governor Albert Bryan Jr. and Health Commissioner Justa Encarnacion. We want to keep people out of our hospitals and bring our COVID-19 numbers down to 0. The only way to do that is if everyone follows the COVID-19 guidelines and if we use our best tool to fight this pandemic, the COVID-19 vaccine. This recent surge in positive cases is preventable. Anyone 12 and older can get the COVID-19 vaccine by walking into any of our community vaccination centers, by calling 340-778-2227, or by scheduling yourself online at covid19usvi.com/vaccines. We are still offering pop-up testing, which is the rapid antigen test, for anyone that is not vaccinated. For anyone that is sick or a close contact of a confirmed case, we do PCR at our daily drive-thru. Our EPI hotline remains open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. for callers to report suspected cases of COVID-19 at 340-712-6299 or 340-776-1519. You can pre-register for pop-up testing online at covid19usvi.com/testing. Here are our upcoming events. St. Thomas at Home Depot today from 1 to 3 p.m. St. Thomas at Fort Christian Parking Lot Thursday, June 3rd from 1 to 3 p.m. St. Croix at Home Depot Thursday, June 3rd from 10:30 to 12:30 p.m. St. John at the Vipa Gravel Lot Wednesday, June 2nd from 1 to 4 p.m. Thank you to everyone that has made the choice to get vaccinated. So far, 40,694 people have obtained at least one dose of a vaccine, which means that 51.3% of our eligible population that can get vaccinated has at least one dose. 32,522 individuals are fully vaccinated, or 41%. Anyone 12 and up is eligible to receive the vaccine. Please make sure to have a parent or guardian accompany any minor wishing to get vaccinated, and bring an ID for both the minor and the parent or guardian. Whether fully vaccinated or not, everyone should follow the Department of Health's recommendations and local travel requirements that can be found at usviupdate.com. For more information on the governor's executive orders, visit vi.gov. The Department of Health and its partners continue to work together to fight the COVID-19 pandemic, but it takes all of us. To keep up with the latest information, please visit U.S. Virgin Islands Department of Health Facebook page or our website at www.covid19usvi.com, and for COVID-19 health information alerts, text COVID-19 USVI to 888-777. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ellis. And before we move on to the next part of our briefing, I just wanted really briefly to touch on something. I think there are a lot of people in the community who seem to think that the vaccine or getting vaccinated is an exercise in futility because it doesn't necessarily prevent you from getting the vaccine. But I think it's important for us to let the public know at this current juncture that everyone who, all of the recent cases of COVID that we are seeing in the territory are amongst individuals who are unvaccinated. So I think that's an important thing that we need to let the community know. So moving along, the administration continues to send out stimulus checks under the American Rescue Plan. Because of the COVID-related closure at the Bureau of Internal Revenue office in St. Thomas, we were delayed getting out the latest batch of stimulus payments to Virgin Islands residents last week. However, the Department of Finance has reported that those 9,000 checks totaling approximately $17.5 million will be mailed out this Thursday, June 3rd. So go check your mailbox if you haven't received your stimulus check as yet. They should be in the mail June 3rd. If you have questions about your stimulus payment or income tax return, contact the Bureau of Internal Revenue's hotline at 340-714-9325. As you can imagine, there are thousands of people trying to get through to the hotline, but their offices, and that being the Bureau of Internal Revenue, their offices in Sunny Isles on St. Croix and in Red Hook on St. Thomas are open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. In some non-COVID related news this afternoon, Governor Bryan recently submitted the first ever two-year executive budget to the President of the 34th Legislature on Friday. This two-year executive budget represents a balanced budget and was submitted on time, as with the governor's previous two budget proposals. Some of the governor's two-year executive budget highlights include $110 million for the payment of tax refunds, $38 million for repayment of the 8% salary cut because of the Virgin Islands Economic Stability Act of 2011, funding to fill over 1,200 current vacant positions in the government, and a 4% increase for government employees in the upcoming fiscal year, followed by a 3% wage increase in fiscal year 2023. The budget also includes $15 million to be placed in the rainy day fund across both fiscal years. We are also proud to have set aside $12 million over 2 years for the expanded workforce development program at the Department of Labor, and funding for the creation of the Office of Gun Violence Prevention and the Office of Health Information Exchange. The benefits of presenting the executive budget in a biennial budget format for the first time include more time being spent on the management, oversight, and implementation of the various spending programs proposed in the budget. We believe that this budget provides a strong blueprint for fiscal years 2022 and 2023 amidst the ever-changing demands brought to the forefront by the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. As I close this afternoon, today is June 1st, which marks the first day of the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season. On behalf of Governor Bryan and Lieutenant Governor Tregenza Roach, I am encouraging all Virgin Islanders to have a hurricane preparedness supply kit that includes batteries, first aid supplies, non-perishable foods, water, and copies of your important documentation. Make sure you build a kit, make a plan, and sign up for our Vitima alerts to get the most up-to-date information. For suggestions on what you should have in your hurricane preparedness kit and other helpful tips on how to make your home hurricane ready, visit vitima.vi.gov. You can also sign up for Alerts VI and access a 2021 hurricane tracking map at the same website. For those of you without access to the internet, Vitima has already provided over 5,000 tracking maps at various locations throughout the territory and is in the process of issuing an additional 2,000. If you have access to the internet and know someone who does not, please, we're asking, just help them out. Help a friend, help a neighbor. That is what we as Virgin Islanders are about. Vitima Director Dow Joshin will be making radio appearances throughout the week to provide information to Virgin Islands residents on how they can best prepare for this hurricane season. Finally, before we leave, we have some news for horse racing enthusiasts in the territory. Governor Bryan will be hosting a press conference at 1 p.m. tomorrow to discuss the status of horse racing in the territory and particularly the future development of the Randall Doc James racetrack here on St. Croix. Join us right here on our Facebook, on our Government House Facebook page at facebook.com/governmenthouseUSVI or on the Government Access channel, which is channel 27, if you have VIA. So please, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, join us for that very important announcement from the governor, which I'm sure will be welcome news to our horse racing enthusiasts in the territory. That concludes our press briefing this afternoon. I will take any questions from the media if we have any. I think we have one question. Caller, go ahead. Okay, I think that caller has dropped off of the line. So that concludes our press briefing this afternoon. Please continue to wear your mask, remain socially distant, and take the vaccine now that it is available. Have a good afternoon, and we will see you here next Monday. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Janelle, a 16-year-old junior at the St. Clair Educational Complex, home of the mighty Barracudas. I got my second COVID-19 vaccine shot, and I feel great. I'm encouraging my fellow high school scholars who are age 16 and older to join me and get vaccinated. I chose to get vaccinated to protect my family, friends, and of course, myself. I want to have fun this summer and be back in school this fall. I did my part to help end this pandemic, but it takes all of us. I took my best shot against COVID-19, and I encourage you to do the same.